Yes, it is still awfully hot outside, and even though we're looking at some rain tomorrow, that heat is sticking around through it all. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Ken Rice.
And I'm Kim Gable. Yeah, another KDKA First Alert weather day as the city sweats it out yet again. We're going to start at 6 with meteorologist Kristin Emery. Kristin.
Yeah, another hot day. And what you did notice in that view from Mount Washington, a couple of puffy white clouds. We haven't seen many of those over the last few days at all. So we're starting to get a little bit of a change in the pattern. We'll talk more about that coming up during this hour and how we could see some thunderstorms by this time tomorrow. But right now, it's all about the heat. And today, again, just like yesterday, we're claiming the hottest day of the year. It has been the last 3 days in a row. We've inched up there, 92, and then yesterday, 93. Today's high hit 94, and that is officially the hottest day so far this year. 3 days of 90s in a row. We're back to 93 degrees now, but it still feels like 95 when you factor in the dew point and the humidity. Those temperature and heat index readings are going to be extremely high again tomorrow. We have one more first alert weather day, and the heat index could get close to the triple digits again tomorrow. The saving grace could be the fact that we get a chance for showers and thunderstorms by this time tomorrow afternoon. So this big heat dome is starting to sink a little bit farther to the south. That could allow some thunderstorms to bubble up with the heat of the day tomorrow afternoon. The problem is some of those could generate some damaging wind gusts and some isolated heavy downpours. So we'll have to watch for possibly the next few days isolated threats of flash flooding. Other than that, it still stays very, very warm all the way through the weekend, and we have shower and thunderstorm chances each day. More details coming up.
All right, Kristin, thanks. And as we deal with this extreme heat, doctors warn there can be serious health consequences, and in some cases, heat-related illnesses can even be deadly.
KDKA's Barry Pintar tells us about the two primary heat-related illnesses, how to spot the difference, and how to keep you and your family healthy.
Yeah, as much as we are told to stay inside to avoid the excessive heat or wear light clothing if you do have to go outside, sometimes we just don't have a choice. Whatever the reason, it is imperative that we understand the medical conditions that can happen in this type of excessive heat. So let's break it down for you. This is the EMT entrance at Allegheny General Hospital. It shows how serious they take the heat. Iced water and iced towels, first thing for their workers who have to work in this heat. Have you seen severe cases of heat stroke?
We've had some severe cases, yes, sir.
Dr. Brent Rowell is the medical director of Allegheny General Hospital's emergency department. UPMC also acknowledges heat-related illnesses up at all of their hospitals. The two major medical conditions to be concerned with in this type of heat are heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Are you seeing that reflected in the ER here?
We are. We've seen more patients over the past weekend, and as this heat wave has really kind of stretched over the weekend. And
to the differences between heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Heat exhaustion is the less serious of the two. Dizziness, extreme thirst, heavy sweating, nausea, and weakness are signs. You should quickly get to somewhere cooler, loosen clothing, and sip water. Heat stroke is quite serious and can even lead to death or permanent disability. Here, doctors say it can often have stroke-like symptoms, confusion, dizziness, and even unconsciousness. Body temperature goes to over 104 degrees and cannot cool on its own. The main thing to do here, call 911 immediately for help. Can you self-diagnose these things?
I mean, you can self-diagnose in the fact that you can tell you're getting overheated, and the fact that you recognize, hey, I'm very hot. I am at the point now where I am nauseated. I am lightheaded. I am not feeling well. I am sweating excessively. Progresses to a point where I am now not functioning right, to the point where you're no longer sweating because you're so profoundly dehydrated.
And it's important to understand as we talk about heat stroke or heat exhaustion, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive, because heat exhaustion, if untreated, can quite easily lead to heat stroke. Reporting on the north side, Barry Pintar, KDKA-TV News.
Allegheny County's Code Red Heat Advisory continues into tomorrow, which means cooling centers will remain open for anyone who needs to get out of the heat. The available City Park centers are listed there on your screen. They're open until 7 o'clock tonight. They reopen tomorrow at 8 a.m. Several other communities are opening cooling centers as well. Times for those vary depending on the site. We've got a full list for you at KDKA.com. You know, when it's this hot out there, everyday objects can become dangerous to the touch in direct sunlight for yourself and your kids.
Chris Hoffman shows us just how hot some common items can get on days like this.
Slides like this are common to many parts of our region, probably even one in your neighborhood. But the surfaces they're made out of, when you aim a temperature gun at it, it can be anywhere from 130, 140, even 150 degrees in the sunlight like this. And according to experts, that can present a hazard to you as well as your children.
To no surprise, this playground was empty in the middle of the day as the sun beat down on it.
I mean, it's hot. It's just extremely hot out here.
Our temperature gun found the slide to exceed 155 degrees.
Make it very easy for kids to get burned.
AHN's Chair of Pediatrics, Dr. Joe Arakri, says this can lead to first, second, and even third-degree burns if people are not careful. According to him, it's most common to see contact burns from surfaces like this on the hands, thighs, and back. UPMC's Dr. Leonard Weiss says metals and dark plastics are excellent sources to retain the heat on days like this.
Those can absorb heat and retain heat to a point where they're even hotter than the temperature of the air.
Going around the playground, we routinely found surfaces to be above 110 degrees. Now step into the shade and surfaces like the concrete here dramatically drop to about 91 degrees.
When it's time to go inside, you go inside.
Other hazards include your car. This car seat, not even in the direct sunlight, was about 105 degrees. And the interior that was getting hit by the sun, more than 160. Of course, watch out for the belt buckles too, as they tend to heat up.
Other things that can help is putting down a sheet or a towel, so this way they're not directly on the hot surface.
So it's recommended you touch the surface before putting yourself or a child on it. If it's too hot for you, it's too hot for them.
Any responsible party might just reinforce the fact that those surfaces are in fact safe to contact.
Both doctors say they have not seen anyone come in yet for contact burns during this heat wave. Chris Hoffman, KDKA-TV News.
And for live updates on how this heat wave could impact your plans, stay with KDKA for all the latest. You can find our updated forecast anytime at KDKA.com.